Welcome to another deep dive with us. Um, Today we're going to be checking out something pretty unique, a
Okay.
YouTube video
Oh, wow.
of a beautiful Quran recitation focusing on these morning duas.
Okay.
And what I thought was really interesting, even as I was first watching it, was that the medium itself, like the sound of the recitation,
Hmm.
is actually like a crucial part of Islamic practice.
Yeah, that's a great point because it's not just about the words themselves, right? It's also how they're delivered,
Yeah.
you know? The melody, the rhythm, all of that adds another layer of meaning and impact to it.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So before we kind of get swept away by the beauty of it all, I think
Yeah.
it'd be helpful to sort of ground ourselves a little bit.
Okay.
What exactly are du'as, and why are they so significant in Islam?
Well, dua is an Arabic word, and it essentially means like supplication or invocation.
Okay.
But, it's more than just like saying a prayer. It's
Right.
really a direct and deeply personal conversation with God.
Hmm.
It's a space for expressing gratitude, seeking guidance, and finding solace. And it's a cornerstone of Islamic faith, woven into the fabric of daily life.
Yeah, okay. I noticed right at the start of the video, there's this recitation of several surahs in Arabic,
Right.
Al-Fatiha, Al-Ikhlas, Al-Falaq, and Anas.
Yeah.
Why start with those particular chapters? What's their significance?
So each of those surahs holds this really profound meaning, and they kind of set the stage for the morning duas that follow.
Okay.
Um, Al-Fatiha, which means the opening, it's recited in every single prayer, and it's considered the foundation of Islamic prayer, acknowledging God's greatness and seeking his guidance.
Okay, so that's Al-Fatiha. And what about the other ones? It seems like they have a bit of a different tone to them.
Yeah, so Al-Ikhlas, which means the purity, that's a really powerful declaration of God's oneness,
Mm-hmm.
which is a central tenet of Islamic belief. And then you have Al-Falaq and Anas, which mean the daybreak and mankind. And those are often referred to as protective verses.
Okay.
And they invoke God's protection from evil and harm, both seen and unseen.
Interesting. And I noticed that those surahs were repeated several times. Why is that? Is it more than just like emphasis?
Yeah, repetition in Islam is known as dhikr, and it goes beyond just simple emphasis. It's about internalization, allowing the words to resonate deeply within you.
Okay.
And it's about cultivating a state of mindfulness and connection with the divine.
So it's almost like creating a spiritual atmosphere, preparing the individual for the journey of the day ahead.
Precisely. And that journey is reflected in the structure of the morning duas, which we'll explore next.
Okay.
And these prayers are carefully crafted to address various facets of a Muslim's day, from the moment they wake up to all the challenges that they might face.
That's fascinating. It's like these morning duas almost act as a spiritual roadmap for navigating the day.
Yeah.
I'm really curious to unpack this further and see how each prayer fits into this framework.
Okay.
So maybe let's start by looking at some of the key themes that emerge from these duas, like expressing gratitude for a new day and seeking protection from harm. It makes you wonder, how do these themes relate to the specific challenges a Muslim might face at the start of their day, and how do they provide comfort and guidance?
Right.
We're back, and we're diving even deeper now into this world of Islamic morning duas.
Yeah.
It's kind of wild how much we've already unpacked from just these first few minutes of this
Aw.
Quran recitation.
It is. It really shows just how much meaning and intention is packed into each of these prayers. They're not just words,
Yeah.
They're like these powerful expressions of faith and guidance for life.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
We've talked a lot about how significant these prayers are for Muslims,
Right.
but for someone like me who's coming from a different background,
Yeah.
can these duas still hold some kind of value?
Absolutely.
Really?
I think the beauty of spiritual practices in general is their ability to resonate with anyone who approaches them with an open mind.
So how might someone outside of Islam engage with these morning duas? It's not like I'm suddenly going to adopt the whole practice.
Yeah, no, it's not about adopting the entire practice or anything, but it's about finding those points of connection,
Okay.
like those universal threads that weave through all spiritual traditions.
Could you give me like an example of that?
So think about some of the themes that we talked about earlier, like gratitude, seeking protection, striving to be a better person.
Yeah.
These are aspirations that transcend any specific religion or belief system.
Right. I see what you mean, like facing challenges, seeking guidance, hoping for a better tomorrow.
Exactly.
Those are like universal experiences.
Exactly. And the morning duas, they offer a framework, a language even, for navigating those experiences with grace and resilience.
Okay.
And they remind us that we're not alone in our struggles.
This idea of repetition as dick,
Yeah.
that really kind of stuck with me. Yeah. You mentioned it has like a calming, almost meditative effect.
Mm-hmm.
Could you expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, it's similar to like repeating a mantra or an affirmation.
Okay.
The rhythmic repetition of words can help quiet the mind and create a sense of inner peace. Yeah.
And it's like creating a space for contemplation and connection.
So instead of just like rushing into the day, you're intentionally setting a tone.
Exactly. And when you pair that repetition with the melodic beauty of the Arabic recitation, it becomes an even more powerful experience.
So this makes me wonder, is there actual scientific evidence for the benefits of these kinds of religious rituals?
You know, there is.
Really?
It's a relatively new field of study called neurotheology
Wow.
that's studying the connection between spirituality and the brain.
Neurotheology, huh?
Yeah.
So have they found anything? Like, does prayer actually change our brains?
Well, it seems. So
Okay.
studies have shown that practices like prayer and meditation can actually activate parts of the brain associated with emotion regulation,
Wow.
focus, even empathy.
So it's not just about like feeling good in the moment. It could actually be rewiring us on like a neurological level.
That's what the research seems to suggest.
That's wild. Yeah, and those changes, those neurological shifts, can have these ripple effects on our mental, emotional, even physical health.
Okay.
It's pretty fascinating.
It makes you appreciate these ancient traditions even more.
All right, yeah, for sure.
The fact that they've endured for so long suggests they're tapping into something really profound.
Absolutely. And they offer something valuable and timeless that continues to resonate with people today,
Yeah.
even in our modern, often chaotic world.
As we're talking, I'm realizing these duas, they seem to strike a balance between the personal and the communal.
Yeah.
There are prayers for individual well-being, but also this focus on the well-being of others.
That's a great observation. And you know, Islam, like many religions, really emphasizes the importance of community and social responsibility.
Right.
It's about striving for a just and compassionate world, not just individual salvation.
So it's not enough to just pray for yourself.
Yeah.
You have to extend that outwards.
Exactly. It's about recognizing our interconnectedness and working towards a greater good. And that sense of shared purpose and responsibility can be incredibly empowering.
I like that. So thinking about the structure of these morning duos as this roadmap, it seems like starting your day with these intentions would really impact how you interact with the world around you.
Yeah, it's like setting a moral compass for the day ahead.
Right.
You're aligning yourself with your values and aspirations,
Yeah.
reminding yourself of the kind of person you want to be in the world.
A moral compass.
Yeah.
I love that. It's like giving yourself a spiritual pep talk before heading out into the world.
A spiritual pep talk. I like that.
Right.
And you know who couldn't benefit from a little boost of inspiration and guidance as we face the complexities of each day?
For sure. And it reminds me of what we're trying to do here on the Deep Dive.
Oh, yeah.
We explore these ideas, these sources of wisdom, to help our listeners navigate their own journeys and expand their understanding of the world.
Yeah, and what better way to do that than through the beauty of language, the power of sound, and the depth of spiritual tradition.
This has been a super thought-provoking deep dive so far. But we're not done yet.
No.
There's still more to uncover in these morning duos. But before we continue, I'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
What are your initial thoughts and reactions? What resonates with you the most?
What questions are swirling in your mind? Share your insights on our social media channels, and we'll delve deeper into this fascinating world of Islamic morning duas in our final segment.
We're back for the final part of our deep dive,
Yeah.
into the world of Islamic morning duas.
Okay.
It's amazing how much depth we've uncovered just by listening to this beautiful Quran recitation.
Really highlights the power of sound and recitation in Islamic practice,
Yeah.
Even without understanding the Arabic, you can still feel the weight and the beauty of these words.
You know what? Throughout this whole deep dive,
Yeah.
I keep coming back to the power of the human voice
Right.
in conveying these prayers.
Mm-hmm.
There's this depth of emotion and sincerity that transcends language.
It's true. The human voice is such a powerful instrument. It can transmit not just the words,
Yeah.
but the feelings, the intentions, a
Right.
whole world of meaning.
Right.
And it creates this connection that you can't really replicate in any other way.
And when you combine that with the intricate beauty of the Arabic language,
Yeah.
the melodic flow of the recitation,
Right.
it becomes like a truly immersive experience.
The sounds of the Arabic language, even the way the words are formed in the mouth, are believed to carry spiritual significance.
Oh, wow.
So it's not just about understanding the meaning, but it's feeling the resonance of the language itself.
That makes me think about like sound and music in spiritual practices
Yeah,
across so many different cultures.
totally.
Whether it's chanting, singing hymns, playing instruments, sound seems to have this way of elevating our consciousness,
Right.
connecting us to something larger than ourselves.
Right. It's like sound acts as this bridge between the physical and the spiritual.
Yeah.
It can bypass the logical mind
Right.
and speak directly to the heart,
Yeah.
evoking emotions and insights that we might not access otherwise.
So interesting. And I think what's so striking about these du'as
Yeah.
is how universal the themes are that we've encountered.
Sure.
Gratitude, protection, guidance, trust in a higher power.
Right.
Like these are aspirations that resonate far beyond any specific religion or belief system.
Absolutely. And it underscores that shared human experience at the heart of spiritual seeking.
Right.
Despite our differences in culture and creed,
Yeah.
we all grapple with these similar challenges and aspirations and questions about life's meaning.
It's a good reminder that we're all on a journey,
Right.
seeking meaning, purpose, connection.
Yeah.
And these ancient practices passed down through generations, they offer this wealth of wisdom and guidance
For sure.
that can still be so relevant to our modern lives.
Yeah. Absolutely. They provide this framework for navigating life's complexities,
Yeah.
for facing challenges with grace and resilience,
Yeah.
and for cultivating a sense of inner peace amidst all the chaos.
As we wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
what's like the key takeaway you hope our listeners will carry with them?
Well, I hope they'll be inspired to approach different spiritual practices with a sense of curiosity and openness,
Yeah.
and recognizing the beauty and the wisdom they hold, even if they come from traditions that are different from their own.
And maybe even be encouraged to explore how these practices can actually enrich their own lives.
Yeah.
Whether it's incorporating a moment of gratitude into their morning routine,
Right.
seeking guidance from a higher power,
Yeah.
or just taking a few minutes to quiet the mind and connect with their inner selves.
Ultimately, it's about finding what resonates with you personally,
Yeah.
what helps you feel more grounded, more connected, and more aligned with your values.
Well said.
Yeah.
So who knows? Maybe this deep dive has sparked some curiosity in our listeners to experience the power of these morning du'as for themselves.
I hope so.
Seek out the full YouTube video. Listen to the recitation. Feel the impact of these words.
And as you listen,
Yeah.
pay attention not just to the meaning of the words,
Okay.
but also to the way they're delivered.
Right.
The nuances of the recitation.
Yeah.
The emotions conveyed through the human voice.
Because sometimes
Yeah.
it's not just what's being said, but how it's being said that truly moves us and connects us to something profound.
Beautifully put.
Right.
It's in that intersection of sound and spirit that the magic truly happens.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the world of Islamic morning du'as.
My pleasure.
Until next time,
Yes.
keep exploring, keep learning, and keep seeking those moments of connection that make life richer and more meaningful.